Stories about who knew what and when has Metro Nashville Police and the FBI under the microscope tonight. Levi Ismail is learning why some officers followed protocol while others wonder if more should have been done.
We now know that on August 2019, Metro Nashville police officers stood at the door of the man who would one day terrorize the city.
They did what's known in police practice as a knock and talk.
Warner never answered.
So before somebody can come into your house, the police have to have some significant amount of probable cause to do that.
At that point, officers had two witnesses, Anthony Warner's girlfriend and his attorney, Ray Throckmorton, both of whom said Warner was either making bombs or was capable of doing so. Nashville defense attorney David Rabin says that according to the law, that's not enough for a search warrant.
Remember that he lived in Nashville for a long time. He didn't have a police record of doing this sort of thing. So the traditional markers of corroboration were just not there.
When I asked former federal prosecutor Alex Little, he was certain more could have been done.
This has to be the largest law enforcement investigative failure in Nashville history.
At the Joint Terrorism Task Force, a case like this would have landed on Little's desk. After reading the narrative, he says any judge would have granted the search warrant. At issue here is whether officers wanted to pursue this further.
The failure here is clear. This had to do with bias. If the color of Mr. Warner's skin had been different, had he been Somali, had he been Kurdish, they would not have just turned around and walked away.
Metro Nashville Police tell us they turned the case over to the FBI, who this week said Warner was not on their radar.
I'd absolutely want to know why the federal law enforcement officers who were tasked with investigating these sorts of threats sat on their hands. I think the answer is probably something we're not going to like.
Reporting, Levi Ismail, News Channel 5.